Hey guys, it's Chef Jason Morris, your Ace Hardware grilling expert. We are getting ready for Thanksgrilling. We're headed into Atlanta here at Big Green Egg headquarters to learn from the man himself, Dr. Barbecue. How are you?
Jason, welcome to Big Green Egg. We call this the mothership.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you here. I am Ray Lampe, Dr. Barbecue. Been around here for a long time. One of my favorite things that people like to cook on the Big Green Egg, I love to talk about it, is turkeys. That's what we're going to do today.
I love it. Let's get inside and let's get cooking. All right, guys, we are here in the Big Green Egg Culinary Center. Ray and I are getting ready to get the turkey prep done.
Thanksgrilling coming up, man. You got to.
Right.
Big Green Egg is going to do a great job of cooking a turkey, but first we got to get it ready. There's a lot of prep to do with a turkey.
A lot of prep. So we're talking turkey prep. We're talking brining. All of that good stuff today, right? So we're here in the South, right? We're doing a little bayou brine today.
I like
so
that.
We're gonna take our brine solution. This is kind of that science geek, right? Where we turn a solid into a solution. We've got paprika, smoked black pepper, honey powder, brown sugar. And the first step is we bring the water to a boil. And now we have a little bit of stirring, right?
Yeah. So the beauty of a package like that, though, is you've got the exact amount of salt and sugar, because you got to get the right amount of salt and sugar to make a brine work properly. If you buy the bag, you got everything you need right in there, plus the flavorings.
And we're stirring this because, you know, a lot of times I hear people say, oh, I tried to brine once, it was salty. Well, if you don't dissolve this and turn that solid into a solution, you get these like salt clumps. So now it is time to cool this, because it's all about...
Because your water was hot when you poured that in.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. And it's all about food safety too. We want to make sure we get this cold. So we'll give it probably about 30 minutes, 35 minutes to let it cool. Well, it's cooled. We let it cool, and I think we're ready to get it in the brine, right?
It's cool. It's not cold.
It's not cold.
Cold food cold, hot food hot. That's somewhere in between.
Definitely.
We got to get that cold before it hangs out with the turkey.
All right, so we're going to add a little bit of ice, right?
Yep.
And the directions on the package tell you pretty much how much to add.
Well, we need to get up to a certain level of liquid too, don't we?
Sure, yeah, for sure.
So
all right, so you add that. It's like a splash of Palooza, right? And now, I like to just give it a little stir once that ice is in there too, just to keep everything kind of ready to go.
And now it's going to get nice and cold, and that's what we want, because the turkey came out of the fridge cold. It needs to stay cold until it's time to cook. That's food safety.
Food safety is definitely paramount. So now that this is all done, we put a nice brine bag in the bucket. So
that's a really nice item. I never saw one in brine bags before. That's perfect.
The cool thing about it is you can use your bucket for multiple purposes, but now it's nice and food safe. So we'll go ahead and pour this guy in here, and then it is time to finish the rest of this turkey prep, right?
We got a little more work to do. There's some other stuff here.
All right.
It's not just a turkey here. A couple things. If you never cooked a turkey before, you got to remember, if you reach in the cavity here, you're probably going to find a neck. We'll deal with that later. You got to get that out of there. And you know there's some other stuff too.
I'm telling you what, I've learned over the years, they also come with a little gift pack in the front, right? It's like you buy a turkey, you get a prize, and that prize is the giblets or giblets, depending on where you're at.
We'll use that later on. But now the turkey, now we got everything that's not the turkey here ready to go. What else are you going to do?
Well, I tell you what, I like to tuck the wings.
I like that too.
I think it gives it a little stability on the grill.
It looks nice too.
And all we do is I just fold that wingtip under and tuck it under the breast there, and we are
show that
done.
good. So you take
good to go.
You take the wing, you take this tip, and you fold it underneath. Done. See, that's what it ends up looking like that. That's perfect.
Pretty. Yep. And then what I'll do too is I like to trim a little bit of this neck flap off, just because I want that brine to get up into the breast cavity from both sides, really from the inside out. So then I'll actually, like you just did, I'll untuck it, because I want as much of that cavity to get exposed so that we really get the brine from the inside out.
Good.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Is it bucket time?
It's bucket time.
All right, so I will, I will grab this guy by the legs. You want to hold the, you grab the turkey, I'll hold the bucket.
Thanks.
So we're doing it cavity up too, because we want that cavity to fill nice and slow. Definitely not the time to drop the bird in there. And then I push it down just to get that cavity full, and we are done. Then
you want it all submerged. The whole turkey needs to be underwater, because if it's not in the water, it's not going to be in the brine.
And then here's the cool part with these brine bags. Twist it, and the brine now covers the entire bird, and I tuck that in. We took it out of the brine, we drained it, we made sure there was nothing in there, and I'm not a rinsing guy. I don't rinse mine.
Nah, me either. But it's a little messy, so do it over the sink, and now it's ready to go. But yeah, I'm with you. Once it comes out of the brine, it's ready to go.
And usually because I brine, I don't add a lot of extras to it. I'm not going to season it or anything because I really don't want to add salt on top of salt, right? We talked about that a little bit earlier as well.
We've seasoned it from the inside out.
Right?
Really have.
And now, listen, the whole reason I came to the Atlanta, to the ATL, I am here because you have a pretty solid tip for us.
This is my secret turkey tip. Actually, I learned it from an egghead that taught me. Mad Max is the guy. He showed me this tip years ago, and I've been using it ever since. I got to give him credit, though. So tuck them legs in, and I'm going to show you what else we do. So here's the thing with cooking a turkey. The dark meat and white meat, the trick is to get it all cooked right at the same time.
Sure.
The dark meat needs to cook a little longer, and it's got a lot of bones and stuff down there. So normally you end up with the white meat done, and the dark meat's not done yet, and you end up overcooking the top.
Right.
So here's what they did. This is a tip straight out right here in my cookbook.
You have a
Dr. Barbecue Big Green Egg Cookbook, and this tip is in here.
Perfect. I'm in.
Bag of ice. Gallon zip bag of ice.
Where's the ice?
Put it right on top of the breast.
Okay.
You use a couple skewers just to hold it down.
I like it.
Just to hold it in place, because otherwise it'll slide off.
Yep.
So what's going to happen now is this ice is going to really super chill the breast meat.
Okay.
And we leave this on the counter for an hour, because we're going to put it in right after this, so it's okay. So the dark meat's going to kind of warm up a little bit, and the white meat's going to get super cold. And then once it starts cooking, it's going to work out just about even.
Sweet.
It works out great.
I'm telling you what, the best part of these traveling trips of mine is learning such awesome tips. So we're done, right? We're ready. This sits for how long again?
Sits right here for an hour. Don't touch it. When we get done with that and take the bag off, it goes right on the egg.
Cool. And what do we have to do next?
Let's go get the egg ready.
Let's get the egg ready. All right, we're outside. We're back on the outside of the Culinary Center. It's time to talk about how to light the egg. And I'll tell you, if I ask 10 of my friends, I get 15 different answers.
But the truth is, they're all right.
Right?
Unless they're using lighter fluid. Don't use that. Anything else is right. If it's working for you, if you're happy doing it that way, go for it.
Perfect.
I like to use the Speedy Lights.
Yep.
And I even break them in half, because we're using the all-natural lump charcoal.
Sure.
100% natural, Big Green Egg stuff, oak and hickory, USA stuff, really good charcoal. Lights really easy. So I'll break these in half. Like that.
Okay.
And I'll use 3 halves. And the extra large, I'll use 4 halves.
Okay.
And I'll stick them down in there. You want to put that furry end sticking out, because that's the part that's easy to light. 4 of these down in the corner. Put them in, light them in 5 minutes. It's ready to go.
Good to go?
Yep.
And I know we talked inside a little bit about we were going to add some apple flavor. What's the best way to add wood chunks, wood chips to get some flavor in here?
You know, I like to take chunks.
Chunks?
Like this.
Okay.
Add up to about the size of my fist. So maybe 2 of these or 3. And I like to bury them down in the middle of the charcoal before I light it, because I usually light it with these starters, the Speedy Lights, around the outside.
Okay, so that goes in the middle.
Yep.
And do I need to soak that, or?
I don't think so. To me, I would never soak them. There's just no reason to. We've got great control of the oxygen flow here.
Okay.
So we don't have an out-of-control fire that we need to calm down with those wet chips. So there's no reason to soak them.
Okay, awesome.
Now, if I'm feeling fancy, I wanted to show you this. So I'm feeling fancy. I use the butane igniter.
Right.
Look at this baby.
That's like perfect. Hot and that's like more power.
Yeah. So if you're one of these guys, butane igniter.
It works great. So you ready? Ready to show me how we get this thing loaded?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, Ray, so the question we get, what's the fill line? Where do I fill my charcoal to?
The basic rule of thumb is the top of the firebox. There's the firebox, and there's the ring, and there's a seam in between.
Sure.
Up to that is the basic rule of thumb.
Okay.
Sometimes a little more or a little less, but in general, look for that.
All right. Where do I add the wood?
So I would take the wood and put it right smack in the middle. I'm going to light it around the edges.
Okay.
So I'm going to put the wood right down in the middle, bury it down in the coals. Not all the way, but just get it sunk down in there. Sure. And now it's in the middle. The fire will start around the edges, and then it'll get to that wood a little bit later.
So it just kind of starts and then burns its way in.
Well, my goal is to have a light smoke throughout the whole cook.
Awesome.
So I'll put these 4 half Speedy Lights in. And again, this is my way of doing it. And then give it about 5 minutes to get the fire established. And make sure you got the bottom vent wide open.
We're close, right?
Yep, the fire's established. You can see that. Egg's not preheated yet, but it's time to put the egg expander in.
Okay.
The egg expander's got the convector in the bottom. It's got that nice drip pan.
That is
nice drip pan. Covers the whole convector and catches all the drippings. And then the top grate. That's all we need for now. Now we close the egg.
All right.
Set the vents about 1.5 inches for the top one and the bottom one, and keep an eye on it and adjust them to get it to just about 350.
Perfect.
All right, eggs on temp.
Eggs
Time
on
to put
temp.
the turkey in.
We did the ice bag trick.
Yeah,
this
breast
thing is
should be
nice and
nice
cold.
and cold.
We're ready to get this moving. All right, onto the middle of the egg expander so that drip tray can catch it all. What do you think?
It looks beautiful.
How often are we going to check temp?
We'll check the temp about once an hour. It's probably going to take about 3 hours, but you don't want to go by that. You want to use the temp. We'll show you how to do it right at the end.
Awesome. Are we ready?
I think we are.
Is it done?
Well, we cheated and checked, so we know it is.
Oh, look at
We've
that.
been checking like once an hour on the turkey to make sure it's done. You can't go by temp. You can't go by anything except internal temperature. You have to have a good instant read thermometer. That way you can check it quick in a couple of spots.
Where?
Way down in the breast, right down by the wing joint. Way down deep in there. Again, not hitting the bone. If something sounds weird, just move it around a little bit.
Sure.
Again, with the quick thermometer, you can check it in 3-4 places
Super
right
fast.
around that neighborhood.
Right.
Gotta be 165 in the white meat, and we want it about 180 in the dark meat.
So this guy is ready to go.
This one's perfect.
All right, let's take it off. We'll head inside, and it's time to devour the turkey.
That's the part I've been waiting for all day. The
I know,
eating.
me too, absolutely. First of all, Ray, huge thank you for having us here in Atlanta at the Big Green Egg Culinary Center and for cooking with us and giving us some fantastic tips today.
We have this great place and we love showing it off, so we're really glad you guys came. And hey, this was fun.
I mean, the tips are awesome. The turkey looks delicious, and I think it's time to dig in. Where's my knife?
Well, hang on, we got these other 2 recipes too. Let's not
Right.
forget about the pear and apple crisp and your grandma's green beans.
And that's like our Ace exclusive recipe. Well, I'll tell you what, these videos and more available for you on our YouTube channel from Ace, the helpful place.